Give me a minute. I will just change my network so that we have a disturbance-free session going forward. Good morning again. So, just to recap what we have done yesterday, uh, can you guys just chat yes once you're able to hear me okay? You're able to hear me okay? Just say yes in the chat, please. Hello? Yes, okay, good. Great. In yesterday's session, what we have done is we have looked at these topics for our understanding. We looked at an introduction to artificial intelligence and generative AI, and we introduced a new tool called Google AI Studio, which we predominantly used for the whole session for understanding how to interact with the generative AI models. And we introduced an approach called prompt through which you interacted, and you learned a lot of tips and tricks in terms of how you can use this free tool for your learning on anything, including your subject or learning a new language and so on and so forth. We also looked at what is an advanced prompt framework called picture prompt framework. And towards the end, we looked at some of the system prompt, which helps and tricks and tips for helping you learn a new language or bringing in a new teacher altogether who can teach anything that you are thinking of, right? So in today's session, we're going to look at this. We're going to introduce, we also introduced images in the yesterday session. We're going to introduce some more additional features in terms of how you can generate videos directly using AI Studio. And we're going to introduce something called Google AI Studio Streams. And we will look at some of the starter apps and how you can use them, or you can create your own in the further details. And we're going to look at something called Notebook LM, which is one of a powerful tool for education purpose as such. And then we're going to look at an interesting concept called vibe coding. And just in plain English, you can learn to program any application that you can imagine, that you can plan to create using something called Firebase Studio. We're going to introduce that. And um, we will define a requirement for an application, and we will build a full application directly using the Firebase Studio. So this is what we're going to do in today's session. I hope all of you are excited to be part of today's session, right? Great, let's jump in. So in the yesterday's session, we have already looked at image generation. Hope all of you were able to, follow through your exercise and provide the exercise outcome. If you guys have any questions, do put it in the chat, and we will answer them towards the end of the program. Okay? Or otherwise, you can enjoy this continuation of the yesterday session. This is day 2. We will learn about how a video can be generated using Google AI Studio, right? And in the yesterday's session, we saw image gen. Image gen was used for generating images. We gave a simple prompt, it has generated an image for you. Today, we're going to look at how you can create a video using a tool called Veo from Google. And using this, we're going to just give a prompt and it is going to help us create a video for us, right? So that's what we're going to look at. And let me just switch to our beautiful Google AI Studio. Second. So this is the same AI Studio that we looked at yesterday, and we have used generate media. In the generate media, in the yesterday's session, we looked at what is ImageGen. In the ImageGen, when you use it, you can get an image getting generated using the AI Studio. Today, we're going to look at what is called VO. This is what we're going to look at. This is to create as small videos that you wanted to generate that you can generate using a VO as such. Now, once I click on it, you will see a screen like this where it will say generate videos with VO. And you can, similar to the prompts that we have used, I'm going to use a prompt now. And yesterday I asked um, a cute cat, cute dog, and a lion to play together. We will see what happens to the for the same similar prompt. Create a video with a lion and a cute dog playing together. Okay. When we click on run, what happens is now, oh, it is not currently support generating video. Oh, okay. So I have just given this prompt, and we will wait for the output to come. Meanwhile, towards the right side of the screen that you are looking at, this is what basically we are telling what is the generative AI that we wanted to use. Here, if you click on here, you can see that this is VO 2.0 is the actual tool that you use for generating this video as such. Okay, generating this video. There are so many sample videos are already provided. You can relaxedly explore how this is working. And let's quickly, by the time it takes to generate this video, it's almost ready to generate it. Now we will quickly look at towards the right side. So now it has generated now. If you look at here, and there is a play button. When I play this, it will be a short video. So there is a lion and there is a dog. They both are playing together, right? A small video where lion and dog were playing together was already generated for us just by mentioning a simple prompt, right? Isn't it amazing? And later you guys can play around on this, how you can use it for fun in terms of generating various different videos there. Right. So switching back to our presentation. So we looked at uh, media generation. The next item is AI Studio comes up with something called stream, meaning many times what happens is you're in a laptop or you're in a phone and you are stuck at somewhere. You want to install something, you want to set up something, and you really don't know how to do that. And typically what you do is you talk to somebody who is an expert and understand how they can actually support you for solving many of the problems. It could be anything. It could be on your homework, it could be on any application that you are trying to access, it could be any screens that you are trying to actually load, many things. And there are possibility that it doesn't work the way that you are looking at, and you can ask support from Google using this stream option and get the support. Let's practically look at how does it work. I'm going to switch back to our Google AI Studio. Towards the left side, we have looked at the chat, and we have looked at generate media. Now we are looking at stream. We are looking at stream, where you can actually get the help of Google for doing anything or any support that is required, right? And now here you have a chat interface, and you also have a talk and screen share interface, right? Screen share interface. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just look at testing this feature to help you understand this. See, assuming that I have my presentation that I'm creating. I really don't know how to create the presentation and how to animate the presentation. So I'm going to ask the Google AI, which is called Gemini, to help me how to perform this particular operation, right? And one way to do that is I can talk to the AI to understand it. Let me just try that out. I want to I want Lakshmi madam to check whether you are able to hear the voice of AI. Hi, I want to know how to animate a presentation in Google presentation. Are you guys able to hear me? Lakshmi madam, can you just type yes or no that you are able to hear the AI voice? Okay, so no, you are not able to hear. Let me see whether I can stream my computer's audio. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the bass mode, and then you see whether you can hear this. Okay.
The bass mode to see if I can hear the audio. Let me know when you've switched over.
So are you able to hear the voice of a computer?
Yes, sir. Now I can hear.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to just say stop, and I'm going to go to stream, and I can share my screen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and as part of sharing my entire screen, I'm going to get the help of AI. Hey AI, can you help me with my presentation animation?
I can certainly try. What are you looking for help with?
Okay. Do you see a presentation in my screen?
Yes, I can see a presentation on your screen. It is titled Rotary Gen AI for Students, Day 2 Inches, and the current slide is titled Google AI Studio Stream Introduction. Is there something specific about the presentation you would like help with?
Yes. I want to introduce an animation in this slide for a transition. Can you help me how to do that?
To add a transition, first select the slide you want to add the transition to. Then, in the toolbar at the top, there should be an option labeled Transition. Clicking this will open the Transitions menu on the right, where you can choose the animation style and adjust the speed. Would you like me to help you with anything else regarding transitions or animations?
But I don't see a toolbar named transition on the top.
Okay, I see that the transition option is actually in the main toolbar next to theme. Have you located it now?
Yes, next to theme, I can see the toolbar. And there is an
Great.
item called transition. Yes, I can see that now. Yes. And now, what should I do with the transition? Should I have to click the transition?
Yes, you'll want to click the transition button. This will open up the transition options on the right side of the screen, allowing you to customize how the slide transitions.
Very good. So I see a lot of option. There is an option called motion. And can you help me with how do I use the motion option here?
I'm not seeing a motion option in the transition menu. I see slide transition at the top, where you can select the transition style, like flip, and adjust its speed. Below that, I see object animations. Are you referring to the object animations section?
No, I see the heading of that particular section as motion.
Got it. The motion heading applies to the entire pane on the right, which includes both slide transition and object animations. So, are you looking to animate the entire slide or individual objects on the slide?
I think I got what I wanted, and thank you very much for your support. Appreciate it.
Great. I'm glad I could help. Feel free to ask if you have any more questions in the future.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So I guess it is very clear. Once, let me just put the
All
headset
right.
back.
Don't hesitate to reach out.
Right. I hope you guys were able to understand what we are trying to do here. Was it clear? And what we try to do? Right? So for anything or any support or any help that is required, you can utilize this talk live feature, and you will be able to understand that better on how to use the AI feature to understand anything. It could be any application. Today I've showed you how a presentation that I have, how I can actually introduce an animation feature on the screen, right? And likewise, you can actually get help from AI on anything. It could be on a coding job, it could be on any specific item that you are looking at. You will be able to start using the streams there, right? And we looked at how to activate the stream on your screen, and we looked at how you can do the real-time support from Google Gen AI as such. Amazing, right? So the next, and this is what we looked at in the live stream, talk to Gemini. And the next item that we're going to look at today, because there are a lot of items that I wanted to share, I will just cover a lot of details. And in case if you guys are not clear on anything, we will share the recording at the end and you can watch back. Or you have any questions, I'm sure all the questions will get answered, and you can note down your questions and we can clarify them at the end of the program, right? So now the next is starter app. So within the Google AI Studio, Google introduced something called starter app. These are simple applications that you can create using AI and you can play around with in the Google AI Studio. Let me just go to the Google AI Studio again. And now, till now, we looked at chat, stream, where we used them for understanding the support. We talked to the AI, and we used generate media for generating images and video files. And now we're going to look at a build, and the build is mainly used for creating or interacting with some of the starter app. So this is build app with Gemini. So the Gemini is the actual large or Gen AI which we are using for the whole of Google AI Studio. And as part of it, Google has provided you an option to create a new app, or you can use some of the existing apps which are available here, part of the stack of applications which are by default created and provided to you, right? And let us explore a couple of applications which are very interesting as a student to understand and learn about it, right? So the first app that I wanted to show is something specific to flashcards. So what is this flashcards? Let's look at it. Um, Consider that when I click on that flashcard maker, I see a screen like this. I have a preview on the right, and there is a code and there is a code assistant. I'm going to just hide these and move this, and let us look at this part, which is the flashcard generator. What is a flashcard generator is just just to let you guys understand, assuming that you are learning a new topic and you want to test yourself whether have you read the topic very well or not. To do that, you can you can put that topic here in the flashcard generator. It can generate like a short quiz or pointers that you can remember on various items. So let's go back to our beautiful sixth grade science example that we talked about. And in the science book, we have we have yesterday looked at our wonderful world of science chapter number 1 from your textbook, and I'm choosing a set of text from this textbook, and I'm switching back to my flashcard maker. I'm just pasting this whole text. Okay, there is a text that I've copied from my textbook. I pasted here from the wonderful world of science book chapter, and I did not do anything. Assuming that this is the chapter I read yesterday, I want to test my understanding of it. I can click on generate flashcard. What's going to happen now is the system will understand this content that you have put, and it will give you a list of pointers that you can use to verify your understanding. So this topic has something called curiosity, and this curiosity is mentioned here as a flashcard. If I click on it, it will tell what is that particular context about this particular topic, curiosity, right? Curiosity. And this is a science chapter, so there is a science, details are mentioned, and there is a scientific method which is available there, and there is scientists details which are available. These are some of the pointers which are available in this text that as a students use this feature to understand about the topic that you learned. This is called flashcard generator. Flashcard generator. So in the later part of the session, we will learn how to create a similar kind of an application using a new tool we're going to introduce later called Firebase Studio. But it's an exciting session. Don't miss that. And we're going to now looked at flashcard generator. It is just an application, part of your reiterating that part of your list of build tools. Under the build tools, when you come, if you go down the list of default applications, you will see flashcard maker. You can use it for your your processing. So I will quickly look at the next one, which is called spatial understanding. And relaxedly, you can explore all the applications there. I'm just taking only two of the important applications that I believe that you should know. And this is a spatial understanding application. And what it does is, assuming that you have an image, and let's take this image. We're all in the just completed or having our breakfast, and some breakfast items are there, and you want AI to detect what is available there. And so there is, give me 2D bounding boxes on the items which are there, right? When I say send, what it's going to do is it's going to put a bounding box on these items. See, look at here. And when I move this, this is a cheese, and this is powdered sugar, and this is strawberry, and this is leech. Like, this is a plate. There is a bounding box that it has put, and it has given you the complete information about what is there in the plate. Isn't it? Isn't it amazing? Likewise, you can ask AI to detect what is there in your plate, or in the matter of fact, for any other images, right? You can choose, and this is a very common thing that we do. We spill coffee, and let us see whether it is able to detect that. Yes, it has detected it. There is a sugar, there is a container, there is a spill, coffee spill was there, right? And it can, AI can actually detect this. These are fun way to actually interact with some of these tools and technology which are available for you to play around, right? So now we looked at Google AI Studio starter apps under the build option. Why I say it is a starter app? Because there is a limitation on what you can do on this particular app. So it is like a single page application, like flashcard maker, spatial understanding, and so on and so forth. So not much can be done in the starter app, but you can enjoy some of the great features which are available there. We looked at spatial understanding app, and we looked at flashcard generator in this. And now we are moving on to the next topic. So from morning, the last 30 minutes, we looked at how do you generate a, a video from the application. And the second, we looked at how you can use your Google's stream feature to stream, directly talk to the AI and get help on anything that you are doing. So I showed you how I can actually use the AI to fix my animation on the presentation. Likewise, you can imagine anything that you think of, you can do directly using that stream feature. And the third, we looked at starter apps. These are some basic apps which are by default provided by the Google. And we looked at two apps. One is for flashcard generator. You learn a new topic, how you can refresh your topics before your exams or test or anything. You can use the flashcard maker to understand better on the topic. And then we looked at a spatial intelligence, and where it can actually, you upload an image, it can actually detect what is available in that particular image. So we looked at all these beautiful options. Now we're going to look at, till now, all these operations that we have done, we're all we have done using only one AI tool called Google AI Studio, right? Now we're going to introduce an amazing another tool called Notebook LM. This is also free for students, free for people to use it. And there are plenty of exciting features which are available, which can help you, learn any topics in a very better way. That's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at Notebook LM. Let me switch directly. Let's see. There are two important features that we're going to look at, part of the Notebook LM. Number one is called audio generation. Number two is called mind map review. This is the two important features that we're going to look at. So what is audio generation? In our schools, or even in this lecture, what we are doing is I speak live on any topic, and as a student, you are all listening. right? Now think of a situation where you have your science chapter. Instead of your teacher teaching that particular science chapter, an AI is going to teach you that, right? AI is going to teach you that, and that is what is achieved using audio generation feature on the notebook LM. We will see that right away how to do that. So the notebook LM, how to access it, I have already shared it in the prerequisite, and for you this is how you basically do that. There is a link that I have shared in the document, and use that link, and you can use the same Google ID to access this, right? And let us look at directly the features so that you can enjoy them there, right? Let me start from beginning so that notebook LM, I just search for it, and notebook LM is there. This is the first screen that I received, and there is an option to try the notebook LM. When I click on try notebook LM, and you have multiple options. Now you can go ahead and create a new notebook LM, or you can use the existing one. Okay, and I'm going to create a new notebook LM. So when I create a new notebook LM, it will ask what is the source you want to learn about. What is the source? You could provide a website, you could provide a document, you can provide a slides, you can paste anything. Now I'm going to go back to our sixth grade NCRT book called Wonderful World of Science. Now I have this downloaded. The first chapter is downloaded here. I'm going to just drag and drop here in the notebook LM. The moment I dragged and dropped, and it is going to read the content from this document. It is going to give me the summary of the details. Wonderful World of Science, a journey curiosity. You did not do anything. I just copy pasted the document, and likewise you can copy paste any number of documents. Okay, now for now I have taken only this for you to clearly understand it. Simply one chapter on my science I have taken here, right? Towards the right side, you see various features. In the right side, you see this is the book that we uploaded, and this is the actual understanding of AI that it has provided, a small summary. And now towards the right side, we have four features: audio overview, mind map, video overview, and reports. So we are interested on these two items: audio and the mind map. Okay, and you can explore the video and the reports at a later point in time. It is very easy. You don't need to worry too much. So what is this? First let's look at mind map. When I click on mind map, what it is going to do is it is going to provide something called generating mind map here, right? It is already created, and before I go there, I will click on audio overview also. I clicked on audio overview, and it is saying it is generating audio overview. By the time it generates, it will take some time for me to generate. Now I will click on Wonderful World of Science, this mind map. When I click on it, you can see here that, and a beautiful mind map has been created based on the subject that you have chosen. Now I have uploaded my science first chapter, Wonderful World of Science, right? And it has three major topics. That is what there. Now what is science? What we will be explored, how to find an answer, scientific method. And now if you click on what is science further, see how beautifully it has given. These are the topics which are extracted from the chapters that you have given. Now ways of thinking, big adventure, these are the topics which are there in the chapter, and you can click further on these individual item until you go to the end topic. Likewise you can click, and likewise you can go to any number of topics that you wanted to learn. This is an excellent tool for exam preparation. So you have a chapter that you learned and you want to refresh your memory on what are all the different topics that you learned. You can come here and use this mind map option. It will give you very easily for you to learn about the topic or refresh about the topic beautifully, right? And it is not just that, and it allows you to download this directly as an image. Towards the right side, you see here there is a download option. I click on it and there is a mind map that gets generated. It is automatically downloaded for me. See, this is the whole mind map of the chapter 1. Just I have expanded, okay, and it is not going to give you all the expanded one. You, if you want an all the expanded one, you need to go and expand them individually and take a download. That way you get a different images to refresh yourself. Right now, if I expanded only these topics, I can go download it and only those topics will be available for me to refresh. Right, this is called a beautiful mind map. Now let me just go back here. Now our audio file is still getting generated. I have similar audio files got generated before. Let me just go to them. Here is a previously generated the wonderful world of science, where I have tried both video as well as the audio files, right? And when I'll try video here because it will take long time for you to generate the video. When I click on the video, and it is going to give you a complete video representation of the chapter. So I'm not sure whether you are able to hear this. So I'm going to go to a mode where you can hear the whole chapter like your teacher, somebody is going to teach you. Somebody is going to teach you, right? I'm just going to switch to, hope you are able to hear me okay. Hope you're able to hear me okay. Can you just type in yes? Yeah, okay, great. Great. I'm going to just play this.
For most of us, it's a person in a white lab coat, right? Surrounded by bubbling beakers and
Yes.
complicated gear.
Okay.
But what if I told you that you're probably a scientist and you don't even know it? Today, we're going to explore how that one thing we all have, curiosity, is what really truly shapes our world. And this, right here, is the big secret, the main idea. Anyone who follows the scientific method is working like a scientist. That's it. It has nothing to do with the coat or the lab. It's all about the process. A way of thinking that I guarantee you're already using pretty much every single day. So let's dive right in with our first section, the scientist in you.
So all these informations are directly from your chapter in the book. So from the book, you just copy pasted the book here, chapter on Wonderful World of Science, and you just clicked on generate audio or generate video. That's it. And you just click on one of these and it automatically gets created. We looked at a mind map, which is a beautiful representation. And next we looked at the video. Now let us hear the audio. The audio part is little interesting because it is going to be two people talking to each other. And
welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fascinating, what we're calling the wonderful world of science. You know, it strikes me that long before we even knew what science was, we were all doing it. Like as kids, right? Exploring, touching things, always asking why or how. And science, well, it's really just carrying on that same amazing journey, isn't it? Trying to understand the world, the universe around us. But it's more than just, a subject in school. Our sources put it really nicely, I think. They say it's a way of thinking, observing, and doing things to understand the world we live in and to uncover the secrets of the universe. So think of it like this huge.
So now you get the picture. Now what I have mentioned is to have an interactive mode. Now you can
Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fascinating, what we're calling the wonderful world of science. It strikes me that long before we even knew what science was, we were all doing it, like as kids, right? Exploring, touching things, always asking why or how. And science, well, it's really just carrying on that same amazing journey, isn't it? Trying to understand the world, the universe around us. But it's more than just, a subject in school. Our sources put it really nicely, I think. They say it's a way of thinking, observing, and doing things to understand the world we live in and to uncover the secrets of the universe. So think of it like this huge adventure. Yeah, we're at. Oh, hey, welcome. What's up?
Yeah. Hi, I want to understand what is
Hi there. That's fantastic. We are so glad you're here with us.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing this.
Our whole goal is to help you understand.
And we're going to break it all down.
So please just jump in with any questions.
Or if anything.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
I want to understand what is a curiosity.
That is such a great question. We were just talking about it.
Absolutely. Curiosity is really the heart of everything we're discussing today.
Our source material for this episode actually highlights it as the most important thing.
Think of it as that natural urge inside you to know more.
Like when you see something and you just have to ask why or how.
It's that feeling of wonder, of wanting to explore and understand.
Remember when we were talking about being kids and how we're always asking why?
That's curiosity in action before we even knew what science was.
It's what drives us to look closer at a tiny grain of sand or wonder about vast forests.
Or look up at the night sky and ask why stars shine.
It's the spark that makes you want to unravel mysteries.
So, in simple terms, curiosity is that powerful desire to learn or know something.
It's what sets you on the path of discovery, whether it's about a melting chocolate bar or a big science question.
And it's what fuels this entire adventure of science we're talking about today.
So, we've touched on what curiosity is and how it really is the engine, as you said.
So, what I have done now is there is a topic called curiosity in this in the chapter on Wonderful World of Science. And that was given to me as an audio file for me to understand. And it is not just me to understand. As a student, you can ask a question to, you can join the conversation that they are doing. In case if you are not clear on any specific topic, and directly jump in on the conversation that they are doing and understand better about any topic that you are doing. Currently, this is available only in English. And in the future, I'm sure that they will add all the different languages that they wanted to add. This is one of the fascinating feature of AI. It is like your live teacher. Let me just switch to the mode. I hope you are all able to hear me okay. So this is like your a live teacher is given to you for free, and you can just share them whatever chapter that you wanted to learn, and they will teach you and explain to you in a very beautiful way. And it is not just that, and you can interact with them in real time directly with the teacher and ask them questions, and they will answer that question online in live directly to you. So that is the beauty of the notebook LM as such. So for now, I have just added one chapter on one subject, and you can do this for any number of chapters, any number of books, subjects, or anything, any topic that you wanted to learn, that you can actually do that using notebook LM. Such a powerful option there. So, and going back to the notebook LM, so we looked at how you can add a file here. Just to refresh, you can add, if you want to add more, you can just click add and add as many files as you want. Once you add it, it will automatically create your summary, and towards the right side you have audio overview, video, mind map, and reports. Okay. And we looked at mind map, audio, and video, which are very, very powerful option for students to learn from any topics that you are thinking of doing it, right? And excellent. So we looked at now um, the notebook LM. So going back to the presentation. So we looked at the mind map, and the next beautiful option, beautiful thing that we're going to look at is vibe coding, and we're going to introduce a new tool called Firebase Studio. It's an exciting session this is. So till now, what we have done, we have looked at Google AI Studio, and we have looked at how you can use Notebook LM as two tools for learning your subject end to end of it and understanding the subject on any topics that you wanted to do, you can learn from them, right? Now, in this section, we're going to introduce a new tool called Firebase Studio. It's called Firebase Studio. And before I go there, I want to help you understand what is vibe coding, right? As a student, I'm sure you are interacting with many applications. Applications being WhatsApp, YouTube, even the Zoom app that you logged in, or the laptop or the phone through which you logged in. There are plenty of applications that you are interacting with on a day in, day out basis. And it's all being developed by something called software, right? Software is there is a programming language that you use to develop these softwares, right? And you need to, like how you learn an English as a language or a Hindi as a language, this programming language has to be learned by individual person to actually create the software. Now, how can we use AI to give us these software just by providing a plain English prompt that we are familiar from the last two sessions now, the yesterday session and from morning, that we are giving only prompt for interacting with our AI, right? And this is what we're going to do. We're not going to learn about any new language for software development, and we're going to just use plain vanilla English language for informing the actual AI on what it has to create, and it will help us creating that particular application that we want. This is exactly what we are planning to do, right? This whole process of, without you learning any new language of software development, but using a plain language, plain English for creating it, is, you can consider as vibe coding, right? This was coined by a scientist called Andrew Karpathy, and this is what we're going to look at today. It's a very exciting topic, vibe coding as such. Okay, so first thing first, Firebase Studio. This is the third tool that we are introducing. First, we introduced the AI Studio. Second, we introduced Notebook LM. Now we are introducing Firebase Studio. This is also free. None of the tools that we are presenting all are having any cost element to it. All are free tools that you can use. All the tools are provided by Google itself. So it's all trustable tools that you can use for your day-to-day activities, right? And now the Firebase Studio, we will look at it and we will see what are all the different features of Firebase Studio, how to access the details. And this is how you will see once you log in to the Firebase Studio, right? Now, let's take an example and we will try to solve that example using Firebase Studio. Okay. So the example, I'm going to build my first application using vibe coding. I'm going to use Firebase Studio for doing it. So let us see the steps that we can follow to do that. And we all have been introduced on the actual um, flashcard application, right? Now, similarly, what I'm planning to do is I'm going to create a quiz app. Quizzes, I'm sure all of you are aware of. And I'm going to create a quiz app. And the quiz app is going to take any chapter from my from what I'm learning, and it is going to give me back a quizzes so that I can attend the quizzes. And once I attend the quizzes, and it should give me how much of a score that I have taken, right? It's very simple, right? And let me define the requirement for the quiz app. Okay, so the quiz app allows the users meaning you as a user, to enter large text information from the textbook. So you are asking the app, once you enter, the app should, the quiz app is going to help me create a good number of multiple choice questions. And it has to create a multiple choice question. This is the second point. And the quiz app should display only one question at a time for the users to answer. These are some of the actual item or the way in which my quiz app I wanted to work. And the quiz app should also provide an option for as a user to check the answer by clicking on check answer button. I want a check answer button through which I want the quiz app to provide that answer. Now, when the check answer button is clicked, it should compare the original answer that I have provided in the quiz and and actual answer. It should compare and display whether the selected answer is correct or not, right? The selected answer is correct or not. This is just to check whether I have answered properly on the quiz. Uh, if the answer selected is I have selected a wrong answer, then it should display the correct answers to the user. And if I have given a correct answer, my score should be increased, right? As a quiz app, my score should be increased. And user should have the ability to move between quiz questions from using a next or back button. So I need a next button, back button on the screen so that I can move. And I need this to design the screen in a way uh, all the above processing is done in a single screen. I want everything to be done in a single page, right? It's going to be a single screen. I don't want a multiple screen to be there for my quiz app as such. Okay, so something like this. This is let's call it. I've just created something like this. I'm going to call it as quiz generation app. You can put your name, right? You can put your own name for doing it. And here I want a place where I can enter the text. Here is the text that I wanted to enter. And when I click on generate quiz, I want the questions to be displayed here like this, displayed like this. And in these questions, it should be a multiple choice questions. I should have an option to choose one of the question. Okay, I choose this question, let's say answer. And I want a check answer button. When I click on this check answer button, it should tell which one is, it should tell your answer choice is wrong and the correct answer is this based on the answer that I'm giving. Okay, if my answer is correct, and I should have my score to be increased by there. And for going to the next question, I can click on the next, or going to back, I can click on back. So this is a very simple app, right? Isn't it? It's a very simple app where using this, we're going to generate a quiz, right? To generate the quiz. Now, how do we create it? Okay, so let's follow the process. Now, for generating this quiz app, and what I have is, this is the requirement that I have created. Now, how did I create this particular page? I just used the presentation. It's a draw tool, right? You can just drag and drop boxes and you can create this something like this. Is a sample that I have just created. Okay, and this sample I have created, and also I have this list of requirement that I have. I want this app to work on, right? Now let us build this app without writing any code. That is what we're going to do, without writing any code. Now to do that, let me just switch to our our AI Studio. Before that, I'm going to show you how the Firebase Studio work. In the Google, I am going to say Firebase Studio. When I click on Firebase Studio, right? So my Firebase Studio has come, and this is Firebase, and here is the Firebase Studio option. When I click on Get Started Firebase Studio, this is the Firebase Studio screen, and you have an option try Firebase Studio, or you can click on Get Started. I am going to click on Try Firebase Studio. Anything will work. Right? I have come to the screen where you have an option to create, input some items here, and this is the screen here. This is introducing me, and it is telling you can input prototype any app with AI. So this is what it is saying. So let us see. So now I have this requirement that I have created in the slides. Let me go back to the slides. And I have these requirements that I have typed. I'm going to just copy this requirement. You can type your own requirements in how your app you want it to work. You can actually create on your own. I'm just going back here. I'm just pasting these requirements here. Nothing else, right? Simple pasting these requirements. Okay. To give more clarity for my app, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this particular screen that I have designed. Simple one I've just designed. Let's see. Let me just copy this. I'm taking a screenshot of it and going back to Firebase Studio, and I'm just pasting that. Done. Okay. So I've just created a list of requirement that my app should follow, and you can even mention some of the details. Okay. And you can name the app as anything, right? So for example, okay, so I think it has automatically taken the click option. So I mistakenly clicked that. Okay, that's fine. So I clicked that particular option on Firebase Studio. So now it is going on. It has taken these requirements and it is trying to create the whole thing. I'm not doing anything. My hands are out, and it has created these items automatically: text input, quiz generation, quiz display, answer check, feedback, and all these options that it has created. And I have an option to do something called, you can edit this if you want, and I can edit this. I'm going to call this as app name as, so let me call it as Rakshit quiz app. You can put your own name. Okay, I am saving it. And once I saved it, whatever that you wanted to change, you can change it. And it is created. Now I'm going to click on this button called prototype this app. Prototype this app. Now what happens is, now AI is taking over the whole thing, and it is going to generate the programming required for the app to work. And I'm just giving a couple of minutes for the AI to create the stuff that is required for it. Create the stuff required for it. And now I'm letting it to take some time to understand the requirement that I have given, and it is going to create the app that we have asked for. Now the app that we asked for is to generate quiz for us. Like that, you can think of anything that you wanted that you can actually generate using the app message. right? We will give couple of minutes, and it is going to take time to actually generate the app that is required. So um, you look at here what it is doing. It is telling at the bottom. This is where you can see what is happening, and it is telling, it is reasoning about the main app code, and it is creating those directly there. Because it is all still in very early stages, and there are there could be a lot of options and the details that may require um, further refinement, and let us see whether it is doing properly or not, and understand the details and see whether it is giving a proper outcome that we are expecting there. Now I'm not doing anything, and it is automatically generating the language required for the software. Now we mentioned that similar to you and me to speak and understand, what we have done is we learned a language like English or various other local languages to understand each other. Likewise, the computers to understand a human being, there are programming languages are being created, and but as a human being, you don't need that programming language to be known. Now, what we have done now is we have created our first beautiful quiz app. Let us see whether it is working as we have expected or not. Okay, as we have expected. So there are certain features that we have asked for. I'm going to go to a new screen where only the app is there. So it is going to ask us to enter the text. I'm going to go back to our wonderful world of science and just copy this text which is there in the textbook. I'm going to put this, paste this in this, and here once I pasted, I have this generate quiz option there. So looks like there is an error there, and because it is all still in the learning mode, and so you can tell, okay, so now you can ask it to continue. Okay, 1 second, sorry. I think this one, it is trying to, because this whole thing is enabled using AI, you need to provide something called an API key. You don't need to worry about it. You just need to click that button to generate it. That's it. It automatically takes that API key and it will redo the whole thing and provide you the details. Let's wait for that to complete. Uh, Once it is done, it will give us a new code or new screen for us to interact with. Let us see. Now here, why it requires this API key? Because we're going to use some of the AI features part of the application. Now, what is the AI feature that we are using? You have your textbook detail that you have provided, and once you provide the textbook details, and somebody has to read and create the quiz questions, right? And that is what is done by generative AI. So the generative AI will read the actual content that you provided and understand the details and generates the actual quiz questions for you so that you can enjoy the quiz there. Let us give a couple of minutes, and it is still, you can see here towards the right side, it is still generating this details. Once it successfully generated, and it will rebuild the whole code, and it will allow you to interact with this app beautifully, right? And even in case any problem that you face or anything that you are not able to do, and what you can do is you can always go back and ask here, and it will be able to fix it automatically. And you don't need to do much of a work, rather you may have to interact with it on a continuous basis. So that's the only activity that you need to do.
Dr. Prasanna,
Yes, sir.
um, there is one good question in the chat that can we change the voice of the speaker, it seems. Just check that.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah, I
question from.
already answered. Yeah, yeah, I already
Oh, okay,
answered.
sorry.
Like currently, it supports only English, and maybe in the future they will support all the languages that you can think of.
So,
Easy,
a
medium,
variant of that
complex.
one, the question is, can we change the voice or language? So,
Correct,
the
correct.
voice, can it be changed to Indian accent or some other accent?
At this moment, I don't think so. It's only
Okay,
US
okay,
accent and
okay,
only US accent and only English currently supported.
okay, okay.
And
Thank you.
no problem. Yes, I'm sure it's just a matter of time that even it can speak in Kannada. It can speak in Tamil, Telugu, and all the languages for sure. It's just a matter of time that it's all going to come. So yeah, will we be able to mention easy or medium type of question? Uh, it is possible. And first, let us make the first app work, and then you can refine further in terms of the type of question. You should have an option to choose an easy question and a medium complex question and a very complex kind of a question. Likewise, you can create and modify that. And we'll give a couple of minutes for this to generate. And it is really taking long time. Let me just go back and come back again and see whether it is giving any kind of different things. And all the apps that you're creating will be available here. And you should be able to access them. It is really taking long time. And we'll give a minute, and if not, then I will show you the previously generated app similar to that. And trust me, it works. And it's basically generating ABI key. There are some problems, I'm not sure. Or we can look at creating in a different account if possible. Let me just go to a different account, and this is completely a different account, and whatever that we have done. So let me just try that as a fresh account that I have created, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go to the requirement, copy this, and as simple as that, go back to my Firebase Studio, paste this requirement, and go back to the presentation, and take a screenshot of this particular item, just to help the AI to understand it better. I'm going to just copy this, go back to the Firebase Studio, and paste it. And I'm going to add 10, saying name the app as Rotary quiz app. Okay, so I'm just going to click on prototype. Let us see what happens. So now it has given an option. Now it has given quiz whiz, but I want to have this as a Rotary app, quiz app, and I'm going to save this, and it is going to come back with Rotary quiz app, and say prototype this app. Let's give a couple of minutes. It's going to create a new app for us dedicatedly, and it's going to help us on doing things. Great. It starts generating the code, the software that is required for the application as such. So currently it is checking for any errors. in the application, and it will generate the screen that is required for us. Great. So now in the right side, you have this option of generate API key. You click on auto generate, and it should take a moment to actually generate this API key. If not, then it is a simple issue at the Google end for using the Gemini app as such, I hope. And I hope this gets completed soon, and we are able to progress this much faster here. Ah, beautiful, amazing. It says your prototype is ready. Amazing that now the Rotary quiz app is ready. Now I've just made it as a full screen so that you can enjoy. Now we can go back to our wonderful world of science and copy this and paste it here and see whether it works. I click on generate quiz. Now I just what I did is amazing. So now you see here, now you created a quiz and you copy pasted the details and you asked it to create a quiz for it. From the text that you have given, it has automatically created 5 questions for you. And according to the text, what is the science? And now you can choose anything and you can click on check answer. And if it is correct, then your score is increased. Now you see the score is automatically taken. My answer is correct. And when I click on next, I go to the next question. So now curiosity, what is the most important thing to have, which is also the title of the book. And it is curiosity, but I'm going to say intelligence. Okay, let's say intelligence and check answer. Now this is wrong. My score is also not increased, and it is giving me that curiosity is the right answer, right? And all these validations are automatically taken care of. Likewise, I can actually click and check, and I have completed my quiz. Out of the 5 questions, I've answered 3 correctly, and I can go back and create a new quiz. Isn't it amazing? You just gave in English a set of statements and you created a simple screen and asked the AI to create the whole thing. Now, one of the question came, right? It said, um, can we have an option here to um, include a complexity? Okay, so let us try that. How do I add that complexity here? If you know in plain English, you can interact with it and modify the screen and add it. Okay, so I'm going to say on the home screen, add a complexity menu option with 3 items on it: high complex, medium complex, low complex. Okay, now I just enter. Let us say it is going to think about it. On the This is the home screen, and it is going to add a menu option for these 3 items, and it is taking up the details. It is modifying the code that is required, and it is going to give us what is the changed screen on your screen to see that, right, in a minute. Now we are currently, if you look at, we are currently only adding the menu. See, beautifully it has added. Now if you look at here, there is a complexity and there is a menu, high complex, medium complex, and low complex. I did not do anything. I just mentioned it, right? But you need the AI to create questions based on the complexity chosen, right? You need to educate the AI, right? When generating quiz based on the complexity complexity chosen by the user. Okay, when use the when generating the quiz, I'm going to tell use the complexity option, complexity of the questions generated to follow the complexity chosen by the user, right? Modify the code accordingly, right? I'm saying when generating quiz, use the complexity of the question generated to follow the complexity chosen by the user. Okay, modify the code accordingly. I'm just telling this. Now it will know that this is the complexity the user will choose, and the complexity of the question generated has to be based on the complexity. Uh, Amazing. It looks like the complexities are being used in the quiz generation. Component has the complexity drop down, and the value from the drop down is passed to the AI to generate questions of the selected complex. No changes are needed. Very good. Okay. So now what it means is I can just go here. First, I can say what is the complexity that I'm looking at. I want low complex questions, and I can go to my textbook and paste it here and say generate quiz, right? It has generated the quiz for all low complexity questions. Okay, what is science? And I'm going to say, high complex questions, same content I pasted. Let's say generate quiz. Let's see whether it is increasing according to the day what science is primarily about. So it is giving high complex set of questions as such, not a basic questions. Isn't it amazing? Right? Excellent. Now, to help us refresh what we did, it's all too many things that we have done. So just to help us refresh the things, and we have thought through that we wanted to create a quiz app like this. We wanted to create a quiz app like this, and we defined a set of requirement for this quiz app. What the quiz app has to do like this, a number of steps. And once we have these two items, we went to the Firebase Studio and we logged into Firebase Studio, and we input the actual details, that is the text as well as the image, and ask the AI to create the quiz app for us. And we did not do anything other than that. And we have let the AI take care of providing all the details that is required. Now here, imagination is the limit here. You want to change anything, add anything, modify anything, that all things are possible in the whole thing just by interacting with it. You don't need to do any major thing. And that is what is feasible, right? Good. So, and that is Firebase Studio introduction. So we have, let's go back to the presentation. We've come towards, so these are some of a different app that I've generated with different feature sets and how the screen looked like and how we did that. Okay. And I'm going to go to we are towards the end of our program, and I'm going to take a moment for our promise, right? And as a students, all of you take your hands, put it on your heart, and repeat what I say. I promise. You don't need to unmute. I promise to learn every day and build my skills, not just marks. I will repeat. I promise to learn every day and build my skills, not just marks. You can take out your hands, right? Now, um, now, now is the exercise time. Now we have looked at various options, and these are the exercises that you have to do. And you first exercise is create an image depicting the solar system. We know what solar systems are, and you need to create an image depicting that. And you need to create a video depicting the Mars surface from solar system. How Mars will look like. We all know Mars is a planet. How Mars will look like from solar system. And the third exercise is take a chapter from your science book and use a notebook LM and create an audio file and share the mind map created. Whatever the chapter that you are working on, and that you need to take that and create a mind map and share that mind map to us. Okay. And the last one, I want you guys to experiment on Firebase Studio and create a puzzle game, whatever may be the puzzle, right? Create a puzzle game and on that using Firebase Studio. This is exercise for today, day 2. So just to refresh all our memory, what did we do today? First, on day 1, we started with in day 2, we started with GenAI image and the video generation. We used the Google AI Studio for doing it. And in the AI Studio, we looked at a stream option. The stream option can help you solve any problem that you face on your laptop or your mobile device talking to AI. And the third, we looked at starter apps, how the starter apps are available. We looked at a flashcard app, and we also looked at another app for starter app for understanding your spatial features. And we introduced a new tool called Notebook LM, which is a phenomenal tool for helping you learn about your subject. Using that, you can create an audio, you can create a video, and in the audio, you can interact as well. And in the video, that you can understand as if a teacher is taking a class, and you can create a beautiful mind map to learn, refresh the whole topic that you wanted to learn. And fifth, we introduced something called vibe coding, and we introduced show how we can download the source code of the app, which the Firebase Studio generates. Yeah, I can show you that. Okay, I will show you that in a minute. Okay, now now introduced the vibe coding, and we introduced something called Firebase Studio, and we created a requirement for an app, and we use the vibe coding to create the whole app. And we are towards the end of this. There is a question how to download the actual source code. So this is the Firebase Studio that you are here, and there is an option for you to switch into a code view. See, if you look at on the top right side, you have an option to switch between a code view and a actual the interaction view. If I click on it, it will give you the source code used for this application. Okay, I am in the source code view. This is the source code that it has created for the application. So this is the source code that it has created for the application. These are the files that gets created, and these source code can be directly downloaded from here in this studio itself, or you can actually check in directly from here to, there are repository like GitHub Studios and so on and so forth, and you can directly check in these details from here as well. Make sense? So this is how you access the source code and get into what you wanted to do. Even if you want to change the code manually, if you learn the language that you wanted to do, you can go here and use these options to actually change the code as well on your own. It's all possible. It's all feasible here, right? So I hope it answers the question. And I can again click to the prototyper mode, switch to prototyper mode, and it will show you the actual screens that are available there, right? This is this place to actually switch between code and the this way mode. Okay, amazing. Yeah. So that's there. So any other questions, team? This is question time now. So fantastic. Thank you. How can we send our exercise? Yeah, it's you can send it to the WhatsApp group that was created, or to the email ID that was shared, where you would have received your questions or the link. And if you don't have the link, and you can use the WhatsApp group for sharing the exercises as well. Okay. Please note, all the students who has attended has to complete your exercise to receive the certificate. Okay. So if you have any questions, now you can ask the questions. Any questions, kids, students? Is all are clear? Don't worry if you don't understand anything. We will be sharing the video as well along with the presentation, and you can enjoy learning them. Right? Any questions? Even parents who are there attending the call, if you also have any questions, you can ask that as well. Not a problem. Okay, if there is no questions, I think we are closing this little early on, and I hope all of you enjoyed the session and understood the details. There is all good. So thank you. Okay, good. Yesterday I completed the exercise sent through email ID. Very good. Hemadarshan, very good. Yes, Darsh. Darsh, please ask the question. You can unmute and ask, Ma.
So yesterday you discussed about that exercise. So again we have to complete and send it to you.
Yesterday exercise is different and today exercise is different. There are 2 days exercise, and today's exercise also you have to complete and you have to send it. And those who completed both the days exercise will get the certificate. Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
Perfect. Yeah. So anyone else having any question? Say exercise on what? Yeah, you can send the exercise on WhatsApp. Not a problem. Yes. So give us some time for the recording to get ready. Once it is ready, madam will share that detail uh, to all of you. The recording will be okay, and the presentation will be shared today itself. Okay. If there is any other further questions, happy to answer. If not, thank you very much, and have a very wonderful day ahead for all of you today.